Anyway, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for letting me come here to my table in my room.
Oh, you're in your bedroom?
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
cool.
and just in all fairness, there's a poodle right here.
Okay. All
Uh
right. Well, one thing before I start the questions, I wanted to mention that I saw you guys perform live, and it was the last show I saw before COVID kicked in.
oh no.
Yeah, so like the last show I saw for like 2 years.
Whoa, which show?
Um, well,
Or where was it?
it was in Tucson.
Oh wow.
There was
Okay.
another band on the bill, and I went to see them, but you are the guys that really like blew me away.
Oh
And
cool.
yeah,
Uh-oh. The poodle's moving. Here.
okay.
There's a
Is that all right?
poodle. There's a poodle right here.
Oh, there he is. What's his name?
It's Tommy. You're
Cool.
gonna have to chill. You asked to come up here and it's time to chill. Wow, that's crazy. Well, huh, that's interesting. I hope that we left you with a good enough remembrance
Of
of
course,
music,
yes, you
live
desperately did.
music.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. So, you guys are not actually from Death Valley, are you? You're from LA, right?
Yeah, we're from all over. I'm from LA, but we're not from Death Valley.
Who else is in the band?
Larry Schemmel, he's from Washington. Ricky Sticks, she's from Colorado, and Sammy Westervelt is from Kentucky. Okay, you want to go down? This is you can't come back up, so those are the rules. Okay,
Right.
sorry.
So that's
Um,
all right. So Larry Schemmel, is that how you say it?
yeah,
Yeah, he is the brother of Patty Schemmel, who was in Hole, and
correct.
actually Patty was in your band at one time, right?
Yeah, she was our original drummer.
Wow. So how did the band form?
The um the band, sorry, you have to forgive my use of nouns and regular speech pattern. We just got home from 65 shows in 90 days and I'm like really confused, but I can answer with the best words I have. And
Yes,
the
that's all you
band
can do.
started, yeah, it started by babies. Is Patty had a baby and the baby was best friends with my sister's baby, and they
Uh-huh.
met at whatever babies do when they're too young to go to school. They have like little gangs, I guess, baby gangs, and they were friends there. And um, yeah, my sister was just like, "There's this drummer who's looking to play with uh, someone. You should." And my sister knew I was like desperately trying to find a band, so it all worked out.
What year was this?
Ooh, I think it was like I know it was after I think it was like 2013, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Some such thing around there, give or take a few.
And you've been a constant member in the band since then?
Yeah, me and Larry have.
Yeah. Okay.
Larry and I. I don't know.
Um, you guys were on Burger Records for a while, and now they've shut down. And uh, given what happened with them, I wanted to ask if you guys had any questionable experiences with them.
I mean, the thing with Burger Records, what happened is that they weren't really a record label. They put out and released about like, I don't know, 1,000 albums a year. So no one was really on the label. And so most of what happened were just is just what happens in society. But they really got called out. Most of the bands um, are still playing that were called out and were maybe had a cassette come out on Burger, but weren't really signed to Burger.
Hmm.
And having said that, in my entire life of being alive, there I didn't notice anything um unusual definitely things unusual, but not unusual uh for the way society is in this country. And yeah, it wasn't it. I learned a lot because of people calling it out, and it made me realize a lot of things that had happened to me were um could also were hurting me without me knowing. But as far as if I saw anything that I thought was illegal or more than just weird, I didn't personally.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of gross stuff, but before I think before coronavirus, there was a lot of things that were gross that we didn't call out. And I think it took a major change for people to look at themselves and look at each other and realize what that sometimes things are happening that aren't okay, and maybe even the person it's happening to might think it's okay, but later they change their mind and it's not, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't um when I think back about those times, I'm not I, not a lot of stuff that I wish I had called out or something like that. But I definitely wish that society was different all along. So something like that, I think that's no different than what happens in sports all the time. No different, obviously, than what happens in Hollywood. No different than what happens in politics. It's just happened to be the label we were on that got called out. And yeah, it's more pervasive than you would realize. And it's shocking and it's heartbreaking, some of the things that we found out about people that we do know, but I didn't see any of those things. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a new, I think it's new single out called When I'm Free. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was produced by Peaches, who's a very outrageous character.
Yeah, she did a remix of it. Yeah.
She remixed it. Okay. So
Yeah.
did you actually work with her?
No, um I've idolized her forever and ever. And yeah, we um I think that was a song that yeah, happened during coronavirus when we were just trying to think of fun and new and exciting ways to um do stuff with songs that don't include playing them. And so I think David, our label boss, David Dickinson, suggested doing a remix. And I was like, this might be a crazy idea, but what if we asked Peaches? And like, I guess she liked the message of the song and was down to do it. So that's cool.
Cool. Did you ever meet her?
No, not yet. Yeah,
Okay.
no, not yet. I have in the past. I have seen her in the past when I used to live in New York, and I guess she lived in New York years and years and years ago, but not since um she knows of my band or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I follow you guys on social media, and I know that you had to cancel some shows due to COVID. I think it was COVID, right? It
Yeah.
was a little mysterious at first.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we did have to cancel some shows. It's really weird because um like I said, is I played a festival with 103 Fever like 4 years ago. That no one didn't know that that's not what you're supposed to do. I just had no idea. I mean, it seems like the smart thing to do, but that just wasn't. You weren't like allowed to cancel shows before. And uh we were really nervous to cancel shows, but actually and not only do we lose money and the booking agents lose money and the promoters, and people are traveling to these shows. These are made up shows from years and years ago. But the first band that we were doing the tour with, they told us right away, they were like, thank you so much for canceling. Like, we live with our grandma and it's not, that she can't get sick. And we were like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like, but yeah, a lot of people, everyone was super supportive, which was awesome. I noticed some types of music, people are less supportive than others when it's talking about just being extra safe. Which was the decision we made, was to be like as safe as possible.
What do you
Um,
mean people are um, react differently when someone is sick in a certain genre of music?
Yeah, I've just noticed like when a lot of bands pull out of stuff, people are like, oh, it's a hoax or whatever, like freak out about it. And
Uh,
we were expecting some sort of backlash, but we didn't get any at all. And that made me feel really good and made us feel really good because it's heartbreaking, to go from
yeah,
never from it's just heartbreaking. It's the we're and what more than heartbreaking is that we had a very strict schedule, and if we miss one date, like uh if it hadn't happened on the date that it happened when we were on the West Coast, like we had to drive like 8 hours a day to get to the next place. There was no time to just like stay where we were and isolate. And luckily that it happened in the one place when we were finally on the West Coast where it was like, okay, we don't need to drive like 8 hours a day just to make it to the next show.
mhm.
But yeah,
How many shows did you have to cancel?
I think we canceled 3 or 4. Um, I can't really remember exactly, but we found out um someone was sick, like, and we were just like, I mean, they didn't know that they were super sick and they didn't know that they had COVID, but we were supposed to cross into Canada that day. And I was like, we're not going to a different country until we test. Like, I don't, that's not going to happen. Like everyone gets sneezes and sniffles on tour. You wake up early and you're up super late every day. But I was like, we are not crossing the border.
And how
And
many of you had it?
only one. The
Oh,
minute like we tested in that CVS parking lot and then isolated for a week. And nobody else got it, which is amazing because we're just in a van sleeping in 5 people in a room every day for a month. It's like,
yeah, that's
you
truly
know,
amazing.
yeah, yeah, it is. It's I don't really understand how you like I understand how you can get it, but I sometimes don't understand how excuse me, how we didn't get it. I mean, it's just like you're exposed to it all the time. Um, it's just it's an interesting it's a twist on a classic, if you will. Touring's already hard to maintain health, but it's a real twist with that COVID going on.
Yeah. Speaking of touring, you guys are going to be heading out to Levitation pretty soon, I think. Or not real soon, but in the near future.
Yeah.
Have you guys played Levitation before?
Yeah, we have. We've gotten to play it a few times. We actually, and I feel bad saying this, but we played the pre-party the year that it got canceled because of the
Oh,
storms. And it was like one of the most fun nights ever, and because everyone knew that was the only show, so everyone was there partying. But then we stayed at a hotel that night and they made the right decision. There was like somebody would have died. That storm was crazy. There was lightning and the hotel was right outside where the venue is supposed to be. So that definitely was the right decision. Also very hard. I can't imagine how much that sucks, but they they definitely came back from that. And then we played it again, I think in 2019. Um and it was amazing, so much fun. I love Austin.
yeah. And you did a Levitation Sessions album, right?
Yeah, our astral projections session.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, it was I wasn't allowed to see other people because of COVID, so we astral projected and met up in this practice space and just recorded it that way, which is a phenomenon. And actually, in the beginning of the session, there's like a 15-minute instructional guide how you too can learn to astral project. We wanted to make it very clear we were not meeting each other's bodies and that astral projection would be involved.
Okay. Not sure I follow exactly. Were you guys in different rooms?
It's I'm just kidding, of course. It's
Yeah.
like, astral projection. It's where you leave your body.
Right.
And so
Yeah,
the
I know
whole
what that
point
is.
of it, yeah. So it was like we said, let's all meet up on the astral plane. So we gave an instructional video for how to do that, you know, so people could party.
Yeah. Well, I guess this was kind of an unusual thing because of COVID, but I was trying to get a sense of what it was like to do a levitation session.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ours was very different than all the rest of them. We did one very early on, and the I was under I was completely brainwashed by fear. I wasn't capable of being creative too much other aside from just um yeah, we did the best. We had a super fun time. It was super awesome. It was so good to meet up at the end and talk to people on the Zoom meetup or whatever it was. But they've gotten way better, and yeah, all the levitation ones have just gotten better and better and better. They're amazing. Those sessions are like really, really, really super cool.
Cool. Um, let's see. Are there any other festivals on the horizon
Um,
for you guys? I mean, I know Desert Days is coming up. I don't think you're playing that one though.
we're not playing it, but I am going to be on a panel as a speaker. I don't know when this is coming out. Do you know?
This interview?
Yeah.
Oh, pretty soon, like within a week, probably.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep it a secret. I'll keep what it is a secret for now, but I will be there as a panelist
Okay.
for something I'm very excited about. Huge honor. Very, very excited. My a new career path for me has opened up. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be there and support. We love Desert Days. We love that family. And it's their 10th birthday, so that'll be awesome. Yeah.
Is the music of Death Valley Girls influenced at all by psychedelic drugs?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, theoretically and conceptually, um, and fit literally, I think. But I my interest in reality and consciousness has been a lifelong thing.
Hmm.
Um, and all of that is almost you can't that goes hand in hand with psychedelics, whether or not you do them, just the ability to study the mind under different circumstances and consciousnesses. Psychedelics is a really amazing tool for that, and I'm a huge proponent of people using the right types of medicines for them. Like I'm very into it. I'm not um I'm not a huge druggie or anything, but I used to be, and psychedelics definitely helped me steer my life into a livable plane of existence.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What do you think makes psychedelic music psychedelic?
I have no idea. I've been trying to figure that out for so long. I don't know. I guess what I'm imagining when people say we're psychedelic, which I'm always confused by, is I think the usage of different instruments is what is the only reason why I think we are. People always are like, there's psych rock. And I'm like, in what way? Like, I don't
Mhm.
really know if we are, but I think when you use instrumentation that's um, more obscure than regular rock and roll, or um, I don't know. What do you think it is?
Well, I'm asking the questions today.
Okay.
Night. Yeah. But it's a tough question. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, last question here. Speaking as a musician, what is the one thing that you'd really like to do before it's all over?
Like before the world ends?
Yes,
What would I really like to do?
as a musician.
Oh, I would really, 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 really love to go to like Japan and Australia and Mexico, and Colombia and I mean there's so many places I just want to go. and spread our message of rock and roll. So there's not just one. There's many, many, many places I want to go.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Well,
You
thank
got
you,
it.
Bonnie.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Um,
Good luck at Levitation. I'm sure you'll have a blast.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm super excited. We're playing with Hunkson's Punks. I love them. Gonna be such a fun show.
All right. Take care.
Cool.
Thanks again.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.